All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to week 35 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. If you've been with me throughout your pregnancy journey, welcome back. If you're new in, welcome. This practice is part of the larger series, like I just said, and you can be doing it by gestational age, or you can be popping in and out of classes based on your ability, what feels good, and what your body is really needing and calling for. As we move through practice today, just keep in mind your boundaries. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, perhaps modify or kind of stay in that center posture. And especially if you're in your third trimester, really be aware that our bodies are releasing a lot of relaxin right now. And because of that, we are experiencing a lot of movement, a lot of stretching on our own without actually doing anything. So we want to not push too far. So find your boundary and then maybe pull back slightly here so we're not doing any unknowing damage or strain to the body here. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So if and when you feel thirsty, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. Finally, I just want to say welcome into any support members who are here, whether that's a family member, a friend, a partner, or even a little family member that's doing yoga with a pregnant mother. It's really nice to do these things in community and have the support of others throughout the pregnancy journey. So thank you so much for being here. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Our legs can be crossed or straight out in front of us. You can be up on a prop. I'm sitting on a block on its lowest height, or simply down on the mat. We're going to wiggle back and forth to root into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall here. We're going to inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Good. Inhale, shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, they drop back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in the lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze. So, like all of the classes in this series, we'll begin our practice with a breathing practice to help you connect with your baby. So, if you'd like, you're welcome to bring a hand onto your belly, a hand onto your chest, and take a moment to simply notice the breath without changing it in any way. And then after the next exhale, take a long, full inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another long, slow inhale, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you imagine feeling and drawing in all of the love that you could possibly offer to your baby. And then on the exhale, imagine baby sending out all of that love it could possibly feel out to you. Inhaling ease for baby. Exhale, baby's ease for you. Inhale, comfort for baby. Exhale, baby's comfort for you. Inhale, joy for baby. Exhale, baby's joy for you. Inhale, calm for baby. Exhale, baby's calm for you. Inhale, peace for baby. Exhale, baby's peace for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Taking a couple more breaths just like that, inhaling whatever it is you would like to offer to your baby, and exhaling out as baby offers that very same thing to you. After your next exhale, releasing your hands down into a comfortable position and simply noticing the breath as it returns to its own rhythm and cadence. And then taking a moment here to set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and your mind. And then exhale the breath out, setting the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes if they're closed. Go ahead and remove that prop if you're using one. Step it off to the side. And we're actually going to extend our legs straight out in front of us here, coming into a comfortable seat. So feet are a little, instead of having feet closed, feet are a little bit wider here, essentially creating space for the belly. It's a little bit hard to have those hips closed at this stage in your pregnancy. So root into the sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep those arms forward and up or wide and up. And then exhale, twist over to the left, right hand to the outside of the left leg, and then left hand behind the body. Curve the nose around into a seated twist. Inhale returns you to center, arms go tall. Exhale, twisting over to the right, left hand to the outside of the right leg, right arm behind the body on the mat. Curve your head around into a seated twist. Good. Inhale returns you into neutral. Exhale twists you over to the left, not straining yourself, but again, curving that nose around as far as you're able to bring that twist all the way up into the neck. Inhale returns you to center. Exhale twists you over to the right. One more time here, curving that nose around. Lovely. And then inhale brings you into center. Exhale, drop your left hand down to the mat, step it about a foot out to the left, and then exhale, lean over to the left as you reach through those fingers, seated side bend. Elbow is slightly bent, reaching through those fingertips, feeling that pull through the side body, pressing into the hand, feeling that hip root down into the mat here. Great work. Take a nice full breath. Good. And then inhale back into center, switching hands, right hand down, step it about a foot out to the right, and then exhale, lean over to the right, reaching through those left fingers, seated side bend. So again, feel that pull through the side body, press into that bottom hand to keep that left hip rooted down onto the mat. Couple deep breaths. Good. And then inhale returns you to neutral. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better in what I'm doing. So same position here, hands come into a comfortable spot on the legs. We'll inhale as we press the chest and the belly forward, lift the gaze, squeeze the shoulder blades, coming into seated cow. And then exhale, hollow out the back and the belly, looking down toward the mat between the legs, coming into seated cat. Inhale into seated cow. Notice how my hands are moving up and down my legs with this movement. Exhale into seated cat. Yours may want to do the same. Good. Let's do one more round each side. Inhale into a seated cow. Feel that opening through the front side body. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale into cat. Feel those shoulder blades separate, really bringing those shoulders toward one another in front of you. And then inhale into neutral. Great work here. Okay. I'm going to rotate back to face you here. So you can keep one leg extended. You may want to extend it out a little bit more at a 45-degree angle than right in front of you, but find what works best for you. We're going to take our right leg here and we're going to bring the heel as close to the crook of the left elbow as we can, and then wrap that right arm around the knee here. So it might make you lean back a little bit, totally fine. We're just going to rock the baby here. So moving our leg back and forth, side to side. This is a little bit of a mobility posture here. Just gets into our hip, kind of stretches it out at the same time as just making sure that we're keeping up that range of motion in the hip. Good. Breathing. Good. And then coming into neutral, we're going to drop this right foot down to the mat. We're going to turn this knee down toward the mat here. So inside the leg comes down and then slide that leg down here. You're going to want to bring your left leg in so it's bent as well. And then we're going to lean forward onto our hands. As we do this next position, we don't want to rock back and forth here. We want to try to stay nice and still as we lift the entire right leg up as one unit. So on the next inhale, lift that right leg and then exhale it down. Great. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Feel the strength in that hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Great work here. We're going to go ahead and lift that knee back up. We're going to grab our right foot, maybe shin or ankle if that's more accessible for you. So start by lifting that right foot in toward your chest and then exhale, extending it out to the side, opening that up here. Good. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, extend. So notice how I'm extending the leg. I'm opening up it up here as much as I'm able, but again, not doing too much. All right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale in. Exhale, extend. Sorry. Inhale in. Exhale, extend. Great work. And then inhale, bring it back in. Nice job. We'll come on to the opposite side. So you may want to extend that right leg out at a bit of an angle. Take the heel of your left foot. Let's try to get it into that crook of the right elbow as much as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then wrap the left arm around the knee. We'll gently rock the baby from side to side. So again, getting a little bit of a stretch in that hip, as well as just the mobility here, right, for that hip. Kind of moving with intention, moving with a sense of gentleness and ease. Good. All right, and let's go ahead and come into stillness. Drop this left foot down and then turn the knee down so the inside of the leg is on the mat and sweep that left leg back here. Go ahead and bend that right knee, bringing that leg, that calf, so it's perpendicular to your body. So again, we want our hands to be down onto the mat and kind of lean our weight over a little bit so we can do the movement. But as we're doing it, we're trying not to rock back and forth. We want to isolate the movement into our left hip. So we're going to inhale and lift that entire left leg before exhaling it down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Excuse me. Woo, feeling that stretch or feeling that strength. in that power in that leg. Excuse my hiccups here. All right, and then flip that knee up. Go ahead and grab the foot with the left hand or the shin or the ankle if that's more accessible for you. We'll start with our foot in here, and then on an exhale, we're going to extend it out to the side. So again, opening that up, you can see here, I'm not going too far, but I am opening it up a bit, kind of getting that nice movement. Good, and then inhale in. Exhale out and extend. Inhale in. Exhale out and extend. Inhale in. Exhale out and extend. Inhale in. Feeling that movement as well as the stretch through the legs here as you do this posture. Good. Exhale out and extend. Inhale, bring it back in. Great work here. Really nice job. So let's go ahead and come into a wide-legged stance here. So our feet are out at about a 45-degree angle. Legs are out about a 45-degree angle. It does not have to be perfect. We just don't want it too wide or too narrow, right? Like we're targeting the inside of our thighs here. So inhale, we lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, we hinge at the hips and lean forward at the heart center, walking those arms forward, coming to this wide-legged forward fold. Ooh, that stretch feels so good through the inside of the legs, into the hip, and even the back of the legs here. You can have your hands on the mat like I do. You can also use props for support. If it's available, you can sink down onto your forearms. But we want to focus on keeping the spine long. So that means tucking the chin, looking down at the mat here. So you have a nice long spine. Toes are pointing up toward the sky here as we feel that nice pull. We don't want them folding down toward the mat or the floor here. Taking just a couple deep breaths. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and walk ourselves back up into center. We're going to close down the angle of our legs, but due to our belly, we're not going to bring it all the way shut like we normally would. Okay. I'll turn it at an angle so you can just see the hinge of my body a little bit easier here. So legs are out. I've got a much smaller wedge. Now we're targeting the back of the legs here, but we're leaving some space for belly and baby. Okay. So we inhale, lengthen through the spine, exhale, hinge at the hips, lean forward with the heart center, coming into our seated forward fold here. So arms or shoulders are shrugged down, hands are in a comfortable position, whether on the legs, down on the mat, maybe grasping the feet if that's accessible for you. Pressing forward with the heart center instead of the nose. So trying to keep that back as flat as we can. Chin is slightly tucked, so we're long through the spine, as if we're trying to be tall enough to get on a ride at Disney World, right? We're trying to really reach the back of the head up here. Good. Taking a couple deep breaths, and we're really feeling that stretch of the back of the legs and then into the low back, but it continues up the back as well. Forward folds like this are technically a full body stretch, a full body backside stretch here. And that's exactly what we're doing, but we're just doing it in a very supported position here on the mat. Taking a couple deep breaths. Good. Inhale, let's go ahead and walk ourselves back up on into center here. Nice. Lean back onto your hands. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart here. And we're going to drop one knee into the inside before bringing it up, and then drop the other knee inside, bring it up. So it's a little bit of a modification on our windshield wiper pose that we've been doing in the last few classes here. This really targets the mobility, the flexibility, and the strength here in the inside and each hip individually. You're probably going to feel it as you do this. We want to bring the inside of each knee to touch down onto the mat before coming back into neutral and switching sides. This is a great posture to be doing daily as you continue to move through your pregnancy journey here. So keeping that in mind. Hmm. Moving with intention, moving with ease. We're not in a race. You don't need to complete a certain number of them. It's more of just making sure you're getting into the hips, getting that movement, that daily blood flow and opening here. Great. And then when you're ready, coming into stillness, then coming back into center. We're going to make our way down onto the mat. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket, now is your moment to do so. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice. So coming on down onto our side here, most likely you can be on your back if that's comfortable for you, but most of us will want to be on our side. So as we lower down, stacking hips, knees, and our ankles, you can put a hand or an arm beneath the head. You're also welcome to use a prop like a block beneath the head. If you have a big enough belly, you're also welcome to take the a block or another prop and place it underneath the belly here. It doesn't sound like it would be all that great, but think about going to sleep at night and using a pillow for support underneath the belly helps lift that up and kind of relieves the low back and the belly here for just a few moments. So you're welcome to stay here. If laying down just simply is not very comfortable for you, that's totally fine. You're welcome to come back into a seated position and treat this final part of our practice like a seated meditation. So finding whatever position feels the most comfortable for you and settling in. And as you do, begin to notice the breath. Notice how fast or slow it's moving, how deep or shallow it is. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Just notice that air as it moves in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. Allowing your attention to gently rest here on your breath. Now, if and when the mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. Celebrate the fact that you noticed you wandered off and then just return to your breath. Return to your focus on the inhales and exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on the breath here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, hopeful. Inhale, I am. Exhale, hopeful. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I am watching the time and I respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here with your baby. Our true happiness comes from being fully conscious in the present moment, aware of our connection to everything else in the universe. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, Bringing back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, in your lap or at heart center. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth, for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga and growing a baby. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for week 35 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow, helps me reach more folks like you. Also, consider sharing these practices with another pregnant mother out there just to help her as she moves through her own journey. I also have a free podcast, Wild Blue Yonder Meditations, that has hundreds of breathing practices, mindfulness practices, meditation practices that can support you at really any phase of your life, pregnant or not. So make sure to like and subscribe there as well. Check that out and share those practices with anyone who may benefit from them. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in week 36 of this series. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.